You are currently trapped inside a razor-thin slice of reality that doesn't actually exist. Look at your hands. Listen to the sound of my voice. Feel the weight of your body pressing against your chair. To your brain, this is the present moment. An absolute, unshakable boundary separating a past that is completely gone from a future that has yet to be written. We live our entire lives under the comforting assumption that the universe moves together in a grand, universal now. But physics has a terrifying secret. There is no universal now. The moment Albert Einstein proved that the speed of light is absolute, our classical concept of time shattered. Because light takes time to travel, you have never actually seen the world in the present. When you look at the moon, you see it as it was 1.3 seconds ago. When you look at the sun, you are looking 8 minutes into the past. And when you look at the stars in the deep interstellar void, you are peering at ghosts that may have burned out millions of years ago. This means that now is completely subjective. If you are sitting completely still, your present moment aligns perfectly with the room around you. But the moment you start to move, your perspective of time bends. Space and time lock together in a rigid, flexible fabric known as space-time. And if time can stretch and compress based entirely on where you are and how fast you're moving, then the neat timeline of human history is an illusion. So, if our present is a biological trick, what is the true structural layout of time? If time is a flexible fabric that stretches and warps around speed and gravity, then the universe cannot be structured like a clock, ticking away at the exact same rhythm for everyone. Instead, physics forces us to accept a reality that defies human intuition. The block universe. In the block universe theory, derived directly from Einstein's equations, space and time are fused together into a monolithic, unchanging four-dimensional block. Imagine a massive, solid loaf of bread. In our daily lives, we look at time as a sequence of events, as if we are slicing through that loaf, one thin piece at a time, moving from yesterday to tomorrow. But physics says the entire loaf exists simultaneously. This means the past is not gone. The moment you took your very first breath, the construction of the ancient pyramids, and the final breath of the last living creature on Earth are all physically real, frozen forever at their exact coordinates within the space-time block. They are just as real as the room you are sitting in right now. You simply cannot see them because your brain is hardwired to only perceive a single moving slice of the present. To a supreme observer, standing outside of our four-dimensional universe, your entire life isn't a series of choices happening in real time. It is a solid, winding thread woven tightly into the eternal architecture of cosmic history. And if the future is already sitting out there in the dark, waiting for us to arrive, it raises a terrifying paradox. Do we actually possess free will? If the future is already completely rendered and waiting for us at its designated space-time coordinates, it forces a jarring collision with our deepest human conviction, the belief that we control our own destiny. Every choice you make, from the simple act of choosing what to eat for breakfast to the life-altering decisions that shape your career and relationships, feels entirely spontaneous. We look backward at a rigid, unchangeable past and forward at an open, empty highway of infinite possibilities. But in a block universe, that highway is already fully paved, detailed, and locked in stone. When you make a choice, you are not writing a new line of code into the cosmic program. You are simply reading a line that was written billions of years ago. Your decisions are identical to the scenes of a movie burned into a physical Blu-ray disc. To the characters on screen, the next plot twist feels completely unpredictable. But the disc itself has already recorded the ending. This is the paradox of fatalism in modern physics. If your future self has already lived through your tomorrow, then the concept of regret vanishes. Every mistake, every triumph, and every random twist of fate becomes an inevitable geometric absolute. But if our choices are completely predetermined, how do we explain the moving sensation of time itself? Why does it feel like it flows? To prove that the future is already out there, physically real and locked into the fabric of space, physicists rely on a mind-melting scenario known as the Andromeda Paradox. Imagine two people walking past each other on a sidewalk on Earth. One person is walking to the left, the other is walking to the right. Because they are moving in opposite directions, their lines of simultaneous now point to completely different parts of the cosmos. At close range, this difference is completely microscopic. But project those lines across the vast expanse of the interstellar void, all the way to our neighboring Andromeda galaxy, 2.5 million light-years away. For the person walking to the left, their calculated now at this exact moment aligns with an alien space fleet in Andromeda that is currently launching an invasion toward Earth. But for the person walking to the right, their now points to a completely different day on that same alien planet. A day where the invasion fleet hasn't even been built yet, and the pilots are still peacefully sleeping. Think about what this means. If a simple walk on Earth can shift whether a massive space battle has already happened or doesn't even exist yet, then the invasion fleet must exist as a physical absolute in the space-time block. Your future cannot be blank, because right now, it is already someone else's past. If every moment across the universe is completely tangled in this geometric mosaic, what is the final, ultimate conclusion for our place in existence? The block universe forces us to reevaluate what it means to be human. We spend our lives mourning the passage of time, chasing a future we can never catch, and weeping for a past we can never recover. We treat our existence like a candle flame, flickering briefly in the dark before being snuffed out forever. But if Albert Einstein's equations are correct, death is not an ending. It is merely a boundary. The block universe means that your life is not a fleeting moment lost to history. Instead, your existence is an indelible, permanent monument carved into the indestructible architecture of reality itself. Every laughter you shared, every obstacle you overcame, and every quiet moment of peace you ever experienced is permanently preserved at its exact space-time coordinates. Long after our sun has turned to ash and the bright era of cosmic history draws to a close, your story will remain unchanged. You do not exist for a brief moment in time. You exist eternally within the fabric of the cosmos. We are not just travelers passing through the universe. We are the universe, frozen in an eternal, magnificent, unshakable now.